this close to the mic,
So
and you cannot really see their face.
So now I'm gonna talk like this. No, it's gonna be like this. Hey, what's up, guys?
Well, you can talk. You can talk anyway. You can talk any way you want. Yeah, man. So why don't you tell the people what happened last week?
I don't know what happened last week. Oh, last Monday.
Yeah, last Monday.
Yeah. So last Monday we went to Goldpath Wine and Liquors over in Muncie. It's pretty dope. Got to see some familiar faces. Well, mainly number one, my dude Ali. It's pretty cool seeing my dude scoping out the spot, so we can plan shit out for future episodes for you guys. We got some good stuff coming up. We got some footage and everything, so you guys gonna be able to see all that stuff pretty soon. Yeah. We also had some delicious tacos from Pancho Villa, that Pancho Villa truck.
Twice.
Dude.
Twice.
Dude.
One on the way there, one on the way back.
Dude, that spot, one, it was fucking delicious. And two, is like the most ballsiest Mexican spot ever.
No, cut. No, stop. Just cut from here, and then we'll have to get back to the story.
The microphone, yeah.
You know what? Maybe we can leave this. This is part of the podcast. So this mic stuff,
he's screwing himself over there.
Totally. So this mic stuff has been a bit challenging with the new setup that we have over here. Even though we really do love the way it's set up right now.
Yeah.
The stand, there's no more stand, so we have to hold it. And I thought that it would be better to hold it on the stand, but I'm really uncomfortable with it.
I think it's pretty cool like this. I feel like
like a sports commentator with your referee shirt. Like
red flag. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Sport commentators, right? They don't get flags or cards. Yeah.
No, I said referee.
Oh, you said referee.
Oh, yeah. Did I say commentator? My bad. I meant like referee, man.
We're both confused. Yeah.
You're like one of them like NFL referees. They don't talk. They just do signs.
Oh yeah, and it's funny because they don't talk until they have to talk, and they turn on that fucking thing. For the longest time, I thought that they weren't the ones talking. I was certain that it was they were just like lip syncing, and like somebody else was saying it. Took me a while to be like, oh, you got a thing, and you got to tell the people and shit, man.
Yeah, they gotta talk about that decision. Speaking of decisions. We started talking about Goldpath Wine and Liquor, but we're gonna bring it back to the decision we made for today. And well, first of all, I mean, sorry, but like I look good. Look at that. This is old linen, baby. Summertime. You know what I'm saying? Flip flops. Yeah. This dude had like still closed-toe shoes.
I got sneakers.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Because I wear sneakers.
It's summer. It's 94 degrees outside. It's humid.
So what? You don't wear sneakers?
Well, not when it's 94 and I'm not going to run.
But you never know. Sometimes La Migra comes and you got to fucking book it, motherfucker. Am I right, guys?
Sometimes.
Shit, man. It ain't easy being brown and shit.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's dumb easy. Look how easy I make it.
He literally has to do nothing. I have to tan.
Look. See, that's me being brown.
See, that's what I don't understand. Like some people complain about like their skin color being brown. I have to tan. I have to put like skin stuff on me to tan better and to be like darker.
Do you tan or do you one of those you get like red?
I mean, every white person gets red before they tan.
No, some people just get red. And they don't tan.
They don't tan. No, those are the Irish people.
Oh, but
and that's usually when they're mad or drunk. Maybe some Scottish too.
Hey, dude, I'm stereotyping you right now. All right, so I don't know. So
of course they get red.
Only the Irish cannot tan.
Yeah,
is that true? My Irish friends.
I have no Irish friends whatsoever. Hey, some Irish people come be my friends at all. I don't know anybody that's 100% Irish. I know people that have Irish heritage and they've been here for like a few generations. That has nothing to do with Ireland, if you ask me, at this point.
Yeah, I don't have any Irish friends, right?
Because you're racist.
Yeah, I hate the Irish.
What is it? It's not even racist. It's not xenophobic either. Well, I don't know the word. Anyway, basically he just...
Which one is that? Which one is xenophobic?
When you don't like
you don't like
other people.
Zeus?
No, when you don't like other people coming to your country.
Oh, really? Xenophobic.
Yep.
So it's just immigrants. You don't like immigrants.
Correct.
You don't like migration.
Yep.
You're dumb.
Yes.
Because that's how
yes
humanity works.
Yes.
You migrate.
Yep. So today actually I went to Central Warehouse again.
Our old
stopping ground.
Yeah.
Yep. And we bought Bartan Gustier. Or at least that's what I think it's called. It's called very light rosé. It's from, I think it's from Côtes du Rhône. It says Croats Proving.
It's a French.
Yeah, it is French.
Is it a blend or something, or do you know?
I don't know. We'll have to research more online for that one. Totally came unprepared. I just wanted something light, ladies and gentlemen. You should see my bag of ice, by the way. How we
show the people the ice, man.
Yo, it's heavy.
Work on those forearms, man.
It's shoulders, because I'm lifting it like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what you gotta go like this. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Check this out. So it's a bag of ice. Because we have no fridge over here as of right now, and I forgot the cooler at home.
We broke.
Well, for now. But like, we're trying not to be broke in the near
money.
future. We accept donations in the form of views, and then we can get the money. Don't worry, YouTube is gonna pay us eventually.
Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of YouTube, there's this. You know how they've been like censoring some content and whatnot,
Like Reddit.
Credit?
No, like Reddit. So we have a Reddit page, right?
Yeah.
Wanted to put the link in, and they were like, "It's pornography."
Pornographic, yeah.
There are some naked ladies over there, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
good looking too. Go check it out.
I mean, nowadays,
Asians gone wild.
Dude, nowadays you could just type in ass on YouTube and it pops out.
Yeah, but I like typing "gone wild" in Reddit, and then like it's fun because you can put different races in front of the "gone wild."
But like what?
So you can be like, you
so
have
like Mexicans gone wild, Bulgarians gone wild,
yeah,
all
they
that
have
shit.
Latinas. Actually, I am. Well, no, but I don't think we have Bulgarians gone wild. I don't know. It's weird.
Why you motherfuckers gotta loosen up, bro?
Yeah, tell me about it. They're all strung up over there. But
fucking old school.
You can do like Latinas gone wild, Asian gone wild. Those are the only two I actually watch and look at. I mean, there's Gone Wild, which is always fun. Then there's like Gone Wild 30 plus for older ladies and gents.
30 plus is old? I'm thinking like 30 plus is
super for older, not
older
old.
Ladies. Oh, all right.
They have 50.
Oh, nice.
For the old ones.
Hey, man, rock and roll.
Moves, skills, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, hold the boats. Oh no! Back to YouTube, bro. You know how like there are algorithm and shit. It seems to be all kinds of out of whack for right now. I'm hoping you guys like are working on this shit, or you guys have somebody that's trying to fix these issues. Because there was this channel that I used to like watching. It's called Right Wing Watch. Pardon me. And basically what it does, it was one of those. It was a channel that would expose, like some like extreme right wing, either politicians or pastors, having them doing some crazy shit. And they would just like post them. It's called Right Wing Watch. It's like kind of what you would expect. And it was pretty interesting, very informative. But they got the 3 strikes from YouTube, and they got removed from their platform, and it was because they were sharing content that was deemed inappropriate. However,
that's what
I'm saying. However, the original content is still online. So it would be things like it would be like freaking like pastors, it's like saying some obscene shit like killed the gays, like some like fucked up stuff. So what they would do is they would like go and show it, a politician saying stuff like that also, and they would show it and be like, hey, basically being like, this ain't cool. Look at what these people think in real life, yada yada yada. And YouTube flagged them, and they took away their channel. Like they had like thousands of videos, but like the thing that I find curious, what regardless of what side of the of the political spectrum you fall in. What I found curious is that they got banned for inappropriate content, while the original content, which was the original inappropriate, didn't get any strikes or nothing like that. So I just think it's rather interesting, and like, por qué?
Well, was the original content on YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. That's what discrimination.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably would talk to lawyers or something, I guess.
Yeah.
But that is really fucked up.
Yeah, it's I guess in my opinion, it kind of goes to show how it's more of a system issue. It's not so much that there is an entity out to get somebody. Because at least from what I gather, that a lot of people believe that all of the platforms like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, they're all very liberal only, and they like hate right wingers and shit. Meanwhile, you have a left leaning channel got banned for something that
the shouldn't person did not.
Yeah. So I just I just find it just like that type of information that shows that a lot of times I wonder how many times it just is, or it's just like an issue with the system itself and not somebody trying to do some malicious shit. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Yeah. Well, I think that's where the problem might be stemming from, is that they're not really capable of fixing the algorithm of making it so precise. And at the end of the day, you still have to have a lot more people reviewing if something was flagged wrong by the algorithm.
Say that again? Sorry.
What I was saying is that I think that the algorithm is so advanced right now, but it's still not working very well. Therefore, the company would need a lot more people to review the content that the algorithm flagged.
Right.
I don't think that companies now are using that type of manpower. Maybe they haven't realized, because everything is all about automation now, and making one person be able to do their job like 30-40 times faster, which it is amazing. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, what happens if it does not work as expected? And are there any other, like, we have been flagged for inappropriate content, and not even inappropriate content, it was just a link. Oh no, we did what was it, Blow My Whistle Bitch?
Oh yeah, it was for Blow My Whistle Bitch. We couldn't play not even a couple of seconds about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, rights and all that shit. And which is kind of funny because we're practically non-existent right now. It's not like we're making any dough, and it's still like, is there like a window or some shit?
There's no.
Yo, so what do you think about the wine, bro?
I like it. That's why I bought it. It's $14.99 on the shelf or in the fridge. In this case, at Central Warehouse.
Was there a shelf in the fridge?
Yes, there was a shelf in the fridge, so it is on the shelf still, right? Hey, good.
Nice. No, yeah, it's not sweet. It's not a sweet rosé.
Definitely not.
Which is actually a good point to bring up about rosés. That a lot of people don't realize that just because a wine is pink doesn't mean that it's a sweet wine. If somebody most often than not is referring to a rosé wine, they want something dry and refreshing. Like, personally, I love my rosés.
I hear you.
Yeah, they're freaking dumb good.
So, actually, I had a very funny liquor store experience the other day. I go to this chain in Jersey called Total Wine, and I have to say that they have...
Total or Toro?
No, Total.
Oh, Total.
Total, like Total. Like,
okay.
Because they have like beer there. It's a huge liquor store. Like, it is actually quite a large liquor store. And we go there because it's around where our relatives live. It's a short drive from them. The selection is quite good. They have a ton of rosés, and they're a corporate store. So there's actually a family. They're still family owned, which is weird, but they have like 15 locations maybe. It's a huge liquor store chain.
What does it take a family-owned business to turn into a corporate business?
Oh, I don't know.
Come on, bro. You're the accountant.
We're about to find
this.
out. I guess laws. Most of the time, it's just you're limited by laws, technically, right? Because the Waltons created Walmart,
Right.
right? And like, look how huge that is. But they don't sell liquor. They sell guns in some of their stores because it's allowed.
Yeah.
And you know what? Not for nothing, but I would be too. And
Dude, that's wild. You could go to a Walmart and buy a gun.
yeah.
I want to try. I want to try to buy a gun, just to see the process, like what it takes. You know, what are the checks and balances that go through it?
What checks?
Like I've never purchased one myself.
Yo, you know what would have been actually a good idea about those mics if they had the mute button on them?
Mute?
Yeah.
These mics?
Yeah. So I can whatchamacallit, like if I have to move, because you hear the feedback?
Yeah.
Like it's strong, right? So every time I move my fingers, it's strong. I could love to just press a button and be like, move my shit. Move on.
Oh yeah.
Zoom, get your shit together. That's a good idea.
For the next next set we buy. Yeah, the next one we get. Yeah. The big, grande.
Speaking of Europe, I've been following the Euro 2020, and some surprises, man. I don't know if you're watching it, because I know Mexico is playing in the CONCACAF.
Is the camera recording?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you paranoid motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. There's I have one pet peeve, and is wasting time.
That's good.
Yeah.
You don't want to waste time.
Exactly. So that's why I'm gonna make sure that is recording in both of the things. Yeah. But anyway, you were saying the Mexicans. Where we at? We're playing somewhere.
You in CONCACAF, yeah. I think they're still in the group stages. Go Mexico.
Yeah.
And the Euro 2020, Bulgaria did not qualify. Macedonia is out. Hungary is out. Who else was out? Portugal is out too. They actually lost the game today.
Portugal?
Yeah, man. Or was it today or over the weekend? I think it was over the weekend.
Portugal. That's what that guy is, right? What's his name?
My favorite player, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Like people, I don't understand how people can hate him, because like
who hate?
He does have hate.
Is it one of those types of hates where it's like because he's on the other team? It's like, well, what do they hate him?
They just think he's a piece of shit.
Por qué?
Well, he doesn't, like, for example, he has children but no mother. They were born through surrogacy. So a lot of people did not agree with that.
Oh. Were they involved?
No. And that's the weird part.
Yeah, so fuck you. Let the guy live his life.
Did you see what he did to Coca-Cola?
No.
Oh my God. So Coca-Cola is sponsoring the Euro 2020. Right? Even though in 2021. And
they're still calling it 2020?
Yeah, they have to. Because rebranding it would take out so much money. It's all about the dollar, man. Like, and you know what? I get it. Like, your kids cannot eat legacy, as Mayweather said it. Kids cannot eat legacy.
God. So you're telling me that there's going to be no 2021 championship for nothing? I mean, that's far.
No, even CONCACAF said 2020.
That's funny.
I mean, I know you don't follow. Like, what sports do you follow now? Because
I don't follow any sports.
You should start, man. Yeah. Pick one. Because I started watching cricket. I don't know if I told you the last time. You told me,
yeah.
And it was amazing. But as far as the Euro goes, a lot, and I mean a lot of surprises. Like, for example, today, and I was watching it, and it was amazing. Like, it honestly tells you never, ever, 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 ever to give up. Just keep pushing with your idea. Keep pushing with, think, pivot if you have to, but just don't give up. Just keep pushing with what you set your mind to. So
I don't need sports for that.
It was. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
No, I'm telling you right now, I don't need sports for that.
No, not you, but people. So
now you guys do your thing. That shit looks exhausting.
asking you to watch it, not to play it.
Oh man. Oh, dude, yo, just a quick sidetrack. Like when soccer players, bro, or football players, fucking when they get fouled, this has to be an ongoing joke because holy shit, they're a bunch of bitches. Yeah. Oh
they
my
have
god.
To. So I started realizing that they have to. Otherwise, they don't. That shit doesn't get seen. I swear to God, it's so weird, but it's true. That thing doesn't get seen, and I'm like,
oh
what?
man, there's this video. I think it looks like not it doesn't seem to be like a higher end coach, but it's like some game, and like the referee does one of these to the coach, like literally just taps him, and this motherfucker straight up he like puts both his hands on his neck, falls to his knees, and so it rolls over the floor. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? It's a fucking grown ass man. He got his hair is covered in snow, and like he's on the floor, like he's like a grown man, like just crying. Like, bro, a bunch of bitches.
That happens. But yeah, man, so since the last podcast, like Hungary is out of the Euro, so is Portugal, so is France. And France were world champions. And I saw the game today. Dude, talk about game of nerves. Listen to this. First, France commits... Oh, no, that was Spain game. The Spain guy got an own goal. But Switzerland scores on France. Then France scores 2 goals on Switzerland, right? So they're leading. Then Switzerland gets a penalty. They miss the penalty. I know it sucks, right? In the 90th minute, Switzerland is able to equalize, and now they're like 3-3 because it was 3-1 and then it was 3-2 and then it was 3-3, and then it goes to penalties.
Oh, wait! They skipped overtime?
No, there was overtime.
There was overtime, but
there's always overtime, but
well, that's why
it goes to penalties.
Right,
dude. In the penalties,
oh man,
Mbappe. So his name is Mbappe. He's like the French star, like the superstar. 5th penalty, no Swiss missed, no French missed.
Oh man,
dude, he misses, and I was like, yo.
Oh,
dude, because I had the tendency to root for the underdog, and for example, like besides Ronaldo, Portugal were also kind of underdoggy in the groups that they were in.
Yeah.
So they fought to survive big time. Denmark, by the way, eliminated Wales also 4-0, which was mind blowing, right? Because Denmark, they're not known for football that much,
right?
And so it's becoming really interesting. Italy is gonna play Switzerland, I believe. And then Germany and England is tomorrow, and that's a rivalry. That's something that, and you have Disney Plus, so you have ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Fucking watch, just put it on the background as you're working, bro. Put it on the background. I'm telling you, you'll be like, oh shit, this is interesting. And also, I don't know if you started watching the series, the Contender, not the Contender series. There was another one.
Nah, I'm watching Loki right now. Marvel.
Oh Jesus Christ. No Dana White, not the Ultimate Fighter, none of that.
No,
I thought you were big in MMA back then. Well, you were big.
I was, yeah, but
what
you
happened?
know, I told you it was one of those things where it was like once I stopped, training, it just it was almost like it hurted to watch it because I wanted to do it, so that kind of was like. It kind of went out the window, and then I started focusing on other shit. And then it also didn't have a TV, on obviously on purpose because I just wanted to always just work on my craft, So that's what I spent my time on. Any time spent watching something else, I just saw as a waste of time.
But then you watch Loki, which is a total waste of time because that shit ain't real.
But well, this was back in the day. Now
I think he's by now, no? Loki.
Yeah. It's funny because it was revealed in the last episode.
It was big deal. I saw it on the news.
Why was it on the news?
Because it's the first bisexual Marvel character, and it made like Yahoo front page. I swear to God. I swear to you, dude.
Fucking hilarious.
I swear. And Yahoo front page. And you know what I'm saying? Because I don't log in in my Yahoo account through my work computer. But if I want to see like a stock price or something, like that's the quickest way for me to figure that out, or Google. Really? And for like stupid ass news like this one, and everybody's like celebrating it. I get it. But it's way more. Is it way more important than other news? Like, for example, the news where that chick found a bacteria. Did you know that when that little girl Greta was named Time of the Year, she beat another lady, or like student, I want to say, who discovered plastic-eating bacteria.
That's awesome.
How does Greta?
Wait. No, it's awesome what she did. What the other person did. Yeah, I mean, we're like jumping around over here,
big time. Because I have to go back to my Total Wine story.
Right. It's the whole thing with Greta. I just thought it was, if you see like her story, it was basically this girl who, every day she was like, apparently she was like just doing this off of memory. Obviously, that's just a stupid thing to say. Everything is doing off of memory. But she was going to this place with her sign about fighting climate change and whatever, and then she just got a following. She blew up, and it seemed to be like a tool in the fight for climate change. I honestly think that had people not reacted so much, that she wouldn't been that big a deal. Because I really don't think it was that big a deal that,
Doesn't plastic-eating bacteria help climate change?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I agree with that 100%. Like, no, definitely give her the time of the year. But then again, Time, it's a freaking magazine. They're trying to sell shit. Nobody knows about the other girl, clearly, but everybody recognizes Greta. They're trying to sell some shit.
Yo, Greta. Get with the other chick. Make her popular.
Yeah.
Because she actually did something that we can fucking use, and let's use it, because there's a big plastic bag.
That's a big deal.
In the Atlantic? In the Pacific.
Well, yeah, I forget. But one of the oceans. But yeah, no, like definitely let's look at the actual issues. But that also doesn't mean that the issues we're dealing with climate are non-existent, just because the freaking news and magazines, like publications, are doing this, are blowing up this individual, doesn't nullify the fact of climate change. You know what I'm saying? But jumping back real quick to the whole Loki thing. But yeah, I think it's stupid. I don't think it's just like that big a deal. Because I kid you not, I'm watching the episode, and when that scene and I remember that scene happened, like he's talking to this other character who's supposed to be another Loki, which is basically Loki deals with the multiverse. Okay. So he's talking to somebody that is him in another life, but it's a woman. It's a version of him, and they're just talking, and they're just and it's like a freaking half a second conversation that when it comes up, and she's asking him if he has like a special someone or vice versa, and she goes, "Oh, do you have a guy or a girl?" Something along those lines. And he's like, "Well, I dabble," and then it keeps going on, and like it just moves forward, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But like it was this like very brief, insignificant thing,
and made it to the news.
Yeah, that's freaking. It's dumb.
Like
I feel like a lot of it is just accepting, accepting people for who they are. I wonder if it's a thing that needs to blow up necessarily like that. Oh, but also I do maybe because it's Pride Month. They're trying to. They're trying to sell, Yahoo News, or what would you say, Yahoo News?
Yeah.
Like maybe they're trying to get some clicks. I get that aspect of it. Like how many freaking, oh my god, I was watching this dude. he was talking about how like all of a sudden all these companies come Pride Month, all of a sudden they'll turn gay.
Yeah, they have the flag. Even on LinkedIn, they have the flag. It's so weird.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, the people, like us, like we support the movement. For equality, 100%. But let's not forget that these are still corporations. These are still companies trying to sell shit. So it's like, what fucking rules but the fucking mighty dollar? Like it is what it is. But keep forgetting to bring this up. Apparently Loki, the Norse god, like in mythology, like this motherfucker apparently like fucked the horse. So
you don't discriminate nothing.
Yeah, so
bestiality
it's like, so I kept seeing this joke on Instagram. Actually, it just kept popping up. It was like, well, like you have people freaking out about Loki being bi in Norse mythology. This motherfucker fucked horses. It's like, dude, let people be, let people exist, but let us not forget that these companies, these media outlets, they're still trying to sell shit.
I have a question. Was it a female or male horse?
Ooh.
What was the sex of the horse that was being fucked?
Because one of them was going to hurt more than the other. Ow! Oh man! Holy shit, dude! For real.
So that's another thing that I wanted to talk about is that stand-up comedy is coming back now, and I'm psyched, dude. I'm psyched. So
live music, live
music, and especially Jim Jeffries is coming to New York.
Oh,
and if you want to go see it, man, July 26th, Jim Jeffries in New York, and he added a late show. July 26th, motherfucker's here.
Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries is the shit. I really love him when he used to get fucked up on stage. He cleaned up his act a lot after he got the show.
Yeah, what was it? Holocaust.
Yeah.
That's the show. That's the fucking stand-up that got me hooked on him.
Yep,
My God,
that was hilarious. But he was also getting fucked up, like fucked up big time.
Yeah, it was funny because like he had like a little table. I don't even remember he had a little table, and he would finish it. He just kept having new beers being pumped up. Yep. Like dang. And you knew there was somebody like fooling him up, because otherwise that should have been some hot ass beer. If he just had like 5 cups.
He's Australian. Do you think that he's not used to hot beer?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like I'm trying to go there with a family, like make it a family trip over there and shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man, because we have an Australian in the family.
You're learning so much, man.
I don't know what type of weed you smoked.
I don't know.
Oh, you did not smoke any weed?
No, I did. I just don't know the name.
You want to dabble in this little thing?
I'm chilling right now, bro. Thank you, man.
Oh, did I tell you to get this? This little humidifier thing?
Yes. Oh, that shit's dope.
It is dope.
Keep it fresh.
Yep. So, back to Total Wine. We're gonna make that shit. We're gonna bring that shit full circle. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to really structure. At some point. Yeah, we actually are really trying to structure the podcast, and we do appreciate constructive criticism. Meaning, if you tell us in the comments, hey, you better like start with a story and then fucking finish it instead of jumping around, let us know. If you like the jumping around, let us know. Because currently it's just two friends talking about dumb shit. Honestly, shit that interests us.
Yeah. Just like the chitty chat.
Yeah, chitty chat. And then we're gonna start having some guests that I think that will be very interesting people to talk to, and they're not necessarily famous. So, there is a progress of the podcast, but since we're still in the fetus stages, we're not even an embryo. Oh no, wait. It was embryo. We're in the embryo stages. My bad.
Man, I'm still a sperm.
Yo, did you know that actually sperm don't swim? They spin. That's a new discovery that they found.
Like,
Yep.
It just spins.
Spin it. They're spinning, nigga. They're spinning. So, yeah.
Oh, shit. No wonder we're stupid.
Yeah, that was a great joke. Who did that? Chris Rock, I
It's
think.
Chris Rock. Yeah,
It's Chris Rock.
We're talking about the rims.
The rims, yeah.
And they spin it.
He grew as an actor too, man. I want to see that new movie that he has out.
I heard, yeah, he's like in a series role, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it suits him.
You saw the flick?
No, I saw the commercial for the flick, and it just suits him. Like, it legitimately, the role, his persona, his voice, that's a good role for him.
All right, Mr. Rock.
And I haven't even been able to see it. But yeah, so comedy is coming back, live music is coming back. Love that. Speaking of, yeah, there was a dude out there that was like on a bicycle. I don't know, he might have been looking for you.
Looking for me?
I don't know, your phone went off. My phone stays quiet during podcast time because it's podcast time.
It's podcast time. I did not bring the volume down. There you go. Cool.
So, I'll tell you, by the way, if you have
Can you turn me
Showtime.
off?
Yeah, man. I'm just pass it to you.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever. So, well, you're vaccinated, right? So,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Big time. Woo!
I still got the herpes.
Listen, as long as not the herpes on your dick, man, you're good. That's the one you don't want to have. Trust me, that's the one you don't want to have.
Well, no, because when you get it there, you call it a cold sore. It's different.
I love the bottle. It looks like a teardrop.
Oh, it's a blend way.
Is it a blend?
This is a blend of 50% Grenache, Sin Salt, and Syrah.
Oh, yeah. So, actually, do you know why red wine is red wine and not white?
Their skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
How long it stays in the skin. So, you can have Pinot Noir that's like big time white. You know what I'm saying? Big, like you have white Bordeaux's.
The Bordeaux.
Oh, so yeah. So I go to. We're gonna start talking about liquor stores again in our liquor store experience because it's called the liquor store blues
Liquor
afterward.
Store Blue.
And then I'm gonna tell you something about Alice Cooper and Dali. So stay
Llama?
tuned. Huh?
Dalai Lama.
No, man, Dali, the artist, the Spanish guy, the
Oh,
surrealist.
Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dali. You're
Dali,
right.
yeah.
You're right. My bad.
Yes. Come on, bro.
So,
The
como se
mustache. The mustache guy.
The mustache guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very eccentric guy. I kind of like him.
I love, oh my God, probably one of my favorite surrealists. It's freaking bananas. Him and, oh shit, his name escapes me. It's this guy from Japan, Fukuswami. I'll put the image. But this is an optical illusionist who probably one of my favorite old time pieces of art that he did was he grabbed these pieces and like this like weird ass shapes but if you look at it in a mirror in a reflection it looked like a perfect piano, like super fucking dope. So
wait, in a reflection or the shadow?
the reflection. That's
Oh, wow.
yeah. So it's even deeper than the freaking, like, I know the ones you're talking about, like the shadow ones.
Yeah.
No, like if you look at the piece, the sculpture, I guess you would call it, and it shows like this discombobulated pieces of wood and whatnot. Like, 'cause obviously it's like black, and you see like some white keys and shit. But if you look at a reflection at a specific angle, it's a perfect piano.
But a specific angle. See, that's always the thing that sometimes it blows my mind away. You have to look at things at a specific angle.
Perspective, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it like blows my mind. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like perspective is important, especially in life. I'm telling you, today that Swiss win over the French gave me such a perspective on work and how to deal with adversity at work, that I was like, holy shit, football is life. Probably any sport is life, but in football, shit really happens sometimes. Like, shit that's not supposed to happen happens. Yeah. So does in fighting. And you know what? Like, be surprised again. Like that win.
That fight where they last like 5 seconds after the bell goes off, and then some guy comes in with a flying knee. Who was it? You told me about it.
Oh, that was Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren.
Yeah, that one. Where like my dude just like ding ding, my dude just ran, bah, game over.
Yep, game over.
That's fucking great.
The other ones, like for example, I did not expect Teofimo Lopez to defeat Lomachenko for the world titles, and I think he did. He might be the one. Check me on this one. I'm not. But I really want to see the Tyson Fury Wilder 3 fight. Wilder Fury 3. I think it's going to be an amazing fight. I think that Fury is going to get really, really aggressive. And he's going to plummet. And I mean plummet Wilder. I really don't like Wilder. I really don't. I think that he has...
Because he's too wild?
No, he just has like a nice jab, like a decent jab, and an insane power in his right hand. But he cannot box. He cannot box off his back foot, and when he's in trouble, he really doesn't know what fucking to do. Like he hasn't been tested, and it's similar to Tyson, because and I forgot who said that. I think it was when Rogan was talking to Cus D'Amato, but what was the other guy? Teddy
Roosevelt.
No. Boxer fight. Come on, man. I'm so sorry. I'm such a piece of shit for forgetting this guy's name.
See, you avoid that by not knowing.
No, fuck. Now it's a stoner moment. Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas. So when... Let me double check. Start cutting here.
I'll cut right here. And there's a part where I have my bass. Don't get my bass today. Because, I do got my bass, but my dude Art, he took the power cord for the amp, so I can't play my bass. And if I do play it, it's just going to be like no sound, But how are you doing? I feel like we haven't spoken. Are you doing okay? Are you doing all right?
You're cutting this out. You know that, right? So what the fuck are you talking about?
Don't you worry about it, bro. You look up what you look it up. I'm talking to the crowd. How you guys doing? Everybody doing all right over there? Hey, you put that sandwich down. Yeah, I see you. And
don't put it.
Hey, Jeff.
If it's Jersey Mike's, don't put it down. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, Jersey Mike's. All right. Yeah, it was Teddy Atlas. So,
Teddy Atlas, bro.
Teddy Atlas.
My Atlas guy.
Teddy Atlas believed...
When you lost, look for Teddy.
For real, look for Teddy. Yo. He a great man. Like, honestly, I have a lot of respect for this dude. And I think he was the one who said in a Joe Rogan podcast that Tyson was not whatever 15-5 or whatever. He was actually 0-5 because every time he got tested, he failed. And I wonder if that's, and don't get me wrong, I love Mike Tyson. Like, as a person, as a redemption story, him, Michael Vick, those are the best guys ever. Like, if you ever fucked up in your life and you did something horrific, horrible, and you don't know that there's redemption out there, look at the life of those guys.
Michael Vick, is that the guy with the dogs?
Yep. Like he after he did his time, after his time he paid off everybody. He made, like, he cleared up, like, total amazing redemption story. And I think that that's very important. That's something that we don't get in today's world is redemption. That, oh shit, I fucked up, I'm never gonna do it again.
Do you think people deserve a second chance?
Always.
I like that.
I am not sure if they deserve third. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But they always deserve a second chance.
Yeah,
and that's why, like, it's important. It's important to give people redemption. That's why I don't agree with the way the jail system is going. But again, we're going off on a tangent. Back to the fucking Total Wine story, man.
Oh yeah. Damn, I think we started this podcast with the Total Wine story, and we're gonna end this podcast with the Total Wine story. Holy bananas!
One thing I really like
bananas.
One thing I really like about Total Wine, and
hey man.
One thing I really like about Total Wine, and I think should be done in stores in New York as well, is that they have a cigar room.
Ooh.
So, and they don't have a cigar room. They have a humidor room. Basically, go in there, get your cigar, and get the fuck out. And so very convenient, because every time I drink with my boys, well, they're not my boys anymore, they're family, right? So every time I drink with my family, we all smoke cigars.
Fucking Toretto over here.
Yo, for real. Even though, see?
Family.
It's about family. Even though they fucked up that movie. Let me tell the story. Don't get me on tangents, motherfucker. I swear to God. You're the worst.
Which one?
I'm like, let me tell you the story about the Total Wine, right?
So yeah. We do this again.
we will. I have to finish that story. It's important, because that's why, like, sometimes I want to show how overbearing store workers could be, and we don't know the motivation right behind it. So, and I'm going to tell them after that about the Goldpath and the bottle of Yarden that we drank and we sold, right? So, so I love the fact
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I love the fact that Total Wine has humidor inside, because usually when I drink with my family, we go to PA or we go to Jersey. The boys always have very good tequila, and it is tequila only. Dude, it is tequila only. We're big tequila drinkers. I'm gonna introduce them
to your family.
Not my Bulgarian family. On Lisa's side, they're mostly Dominicans. I say mostly Dominicans. There's an Australian guy over there. Right. Brandon, what's up, yo? Thanks for watching, brother. Hey. I love you. And that's my boy David over here.
Hey, what up, yo?
So, yeah. So I go. I think that it should be explored in liquor stores in New York. Give them the option to sell some cigars in the stores. That would bring them business. Trust me. Now, I don't know the laws, and that's we'll do some research, and there's probably a reason why they haven't done it yet. But I think that liquor stores should also be allowed to sell cigarettes, especially in New York. Why can't I go to a liquor store and buy myself a cigarette? Well, a pack of cigarettes. Like, it's makes no sense. I can buy Lotto, I can buy alcohol, but no cigarettes and no cigars. If you're gonna make a place for vices, might as well call it the liquor store Blooze.
Oh shit!
So, what the fuck were we talking about? Oh, Total Wine, huh?
Total Wine, yeah.
Total Wine. So, sorry, we had to cut some of that part out because our camera became very low, and
sorry,
you know what? We're not gonna go on a tangent. I'm gonna finish my Total Wine story. But we'll have to talk about our camera mashup. I think that was funny. Yeah. I think that was a funny fuck up that we did with the camera, with the original camera we bought for the.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I love it. And listen, if you're gonna make a place for vices, make it the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? Let the liquor stores sell beer. Let the gas stations, 24-hour gas stations, sell the beer. Sell cigarettes and sell cigars. That's it. That's all we have to do. I'm telling you, otherwise, liquor stores confined to only selling alcohol and none of the other things that goes with that becomes burdensome on the citizen. They have to go to different places to get different things, and it's not time efficient, and time is the only commodity that we cannot take back or get back. So make it time efficient, please. And if you have to vote for the regulators, we will vote for the regulators that push for this, especially in New York. I also believe that in New York, it is correct. Liquor stores should be still family owned, no corporation, and if a corporation tries to come in and they label their stuff, you know what? That's fine. But they're allowed only one liquor store in the whole state. And even think that could be detrimental to other liquor stores. Haven't thought about this yet, but cheers to that. So I go to Total Wine and we start looking for wine, and there's a very light Sauvignon Blanc I enjoy drinking called White Heaven. It's from New Zealand, extremely light. Dude, when I tell you, it's very citrusy, very acidic. It's like drinking lemonade with alcohol in it. But, natural lemonade, not full of sugar and stuff. So I go and ask one of the people, whoa, look at that.
Hey, mister, I turned my phone off.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, took all that shit.
It's
cut.
Yeah. So I go to Total Wine and ask, I was looking for the wine and I couldn't find it. It's White Heaven Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough region in New Zealand. And the first reaction this guy had was like, no, this is too light. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He goes, no, this is too light, not for you. I'm like, no, that's why we like it. He goes, no. I'm like, no, that's why I like it. It's because it's light and I can drink like half a bottle, like nothing, and be fine by it. Like, that's why I want it. And his face was so reluctant to show me what it was. It was hilarious, bro. It was like, I'm like, dude, I know what I want. Because if he was like, oh, let me give you a taste of something else and see if you like that one better, it's a different approach. But when he questioned my taste, I felt like taken aback a little bit.
Ooh.
I was like, well,
you look like a noob.
Yeah. And I was like, well, like, I'm not really a noob, and like, I really like what I like, and there's a reason why I like it.
Right.
And like, funny enough, the reason why I love this Sauvignon Blanc is because it's light. Like, that's the only reason.
I want a light Sauvignon Blanc. Here's a cab. Dang. Yeah, light that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. What's your go-to cigar?
Honestly, I don't have one.
Which one? What are you smoking right now?
I don't know. It was a gift.
Oh, mira.
It was, I think it was called Aged Room. It's in Nicaragua, full body. No, this is medium body. This is not full body. I really do enjoy Padrones. So Padron Maduro or Padron Natural 7000. Oh my God. They're like big, long cigars. They last about an hour and a half, 2. And I think that's about the proper time for a cigar to last. I really don't like cigars that last like an hour. Then it's a waste of time for me. Because when I smoke a cigar, I'm chilling. And I'm doing something that I really enjoy. So I'm either thinking, which is an activity I always enjoy doing.
Hold on, babe. I need to think. Get my cigar real quick.
So I'm either thinking, having drinks with people in a backyard somewhere, just smoking. And it's a whole community experience for me. That's why I brought it today also. And I've been trying to stop smoking cigarettes as well, which is kind of hard. And it's not hard because I don't have the discipline or anything, but it's hard because the money that I spend on cigarettes. Like, I'd much rather spend $15 on a cigar than $15 on cigarettes because the cigar... How many
cigarettes do you smoke?
Well, usually I would be like... So every time we do a podcast, I would smoke about 10 here, and then the rest of the 10 would be throughout the week. But I don't like that because, like, now I feel bad for, like, not smoking them. So to me, it's like a waste of money.
You feel bad for not smoking the cigarettes?
Yeah. Like, for example, if because we record now once every 2 weeks.
Right.
So that'll be like 2 weeks old cigarettes by the time I come back. They'll be stale. They'll taste weirder.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about cigarettes.
Yeah. They
so
like
smoke them out of the bat.
Like, I try to, and like that's the whole point is for me to smoke is the experience and the experience when I smoke. Usually when I smoke cigars, I'm with people, and I used to be like that with cigarettes, but now I changed it to cigars since last year, to be honest.
Right.
And it's better. It's like the whole satisfaction is better too. At least it's more my style, you know. I don't, because again, if I don't know, if I smoke 10 cigarettes here and then I don't smoke the rest of the cigarettes for 2 weeks, dude, by the time I come back, like they're drier, I have to like store them, and that's bullshit. And they cost the same amount as a good cigar, but with a good cigar, I'm done within like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't gotta worry about it, and I don't feel like I wasted money because it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It gives me that pleasure of, you know, talking to people, hanging out, drinking, and discussing.
Sucking dick.
Fuck you. Cigarettes are also little tiny dicks, man. So whatever.
Oh, all right. When you smoke cigarettes, do you feel like it's?
I feel more satisfaction with a cigar. Cigarettes.
So when you smoke a cigarette, is it just more to have something to do, or is it because you actually enjoy smoking the cigarette?
It's both. It's the same with the cigar. It's both, and that's why I think I'm gonna bring cigars, because it's both and they cost the same. And let me tell you something: you can buy a hell of a good cigar for $15. It's gonna last you about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's kosher.
Do you recommend? What if you don't want to finish the cigar? Does it maintain its integrity, or do you recommend? Never been that
person, so I don't know.
You recommend smoking the whole smoking?
Oh, is you commit? It's a commitment. It's a 2-hour commitment. So fucking do it. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. But like, that's one thing that I really don't like is when people leave the cigar like this much burned through, and I'm like, no, that's like, there's so much more flavor now. Because all of that tar, all of the tobacco leaves, all, you know, when it burns, there's still tar moving up and down the leaves.
Right.
So, or at least that's how I think, but the taste changes. And
what introduced you to cigars?
Wow, I don't remember. I really don't remember. I remember that when I was working in the liquor store, that's the first time I got into cigars. And that's when, you know, that ticket with the cop in Scarsdale, where he was like, oh, those are good cigars. I'm like, hey, maybe you should take two when I'm watching. And give me a ticket.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
Peter was there. Peter was there with me. So, what put me on? I don't know. I think who it was.
That's motherfucker.
You know who I think it was?
So I'm just going to carry cigars in my car just in case.
But they have to be like decent cigars.
No, I know. But and they have to be visual so that they bring it up. Because I don't want to bring it up, you know. It's like,
And those cigars were very visual. But it was the guys in Mom's Cigar. Oh yeah, I think that's who it was.
Mom's Cigar, where's that?
It was right across from where.
Is it the one in Central?
Yeah.
Like across the street from Barnes and Noble, that weird area. Yeah. Oh no shit.
Remember they used to be big customers of us.
Were they?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Remember,
especially during 07, 08, a lot of them used to, like, a lot of the guys, they used to go smoke cigars over there, stop by the store first, got a bottle, and then went there. And a lot of times they would send one guy and get like 12, 13 bottles and go back there.
I did not know that.
And I think I delivered a couple of times, and I was like, oh, and the aroma. It just tastes, the taste is better. I
don't mind the smell,
right,
of a cigar as much as the one for the cigarette. Like the cigarette one, like that one is like this is like smells like tobacco, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit stronger,
it's
but
not.
it's better smelling.
It's almost natural. You know, it's just much more natural. Like it. You know me. I've never been like a super smoker. You know, other than weed. Like that's my go-to. But cigarettes. I think when for a little bit I was smoking cigarettes, but then I was smoking more cigarettes than I was weed. So then I just stopped smoking cigarettes. I'm like, it's like
makes no sense.
So what's the point? Right.
Makes no sense.
And then I think I've smoked four cigars in my life, maybe. You
know, every time we get together with the guys, with my family, every time there's a cigar, even with my dad.
That's awesome.
I've been trying to like do that, especially if it's a family dinner and we're in the backyard, we're just chilling.
Yeah.
You know, after dinner, cigar, a brandy, nice whiskey or nice tequila.
Port.
Yep.
Nice port. Yeah.
See, I haven't tried the port yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't tried with port yet.
Oh man. I mean, I haven't had a cigar with port, but nah, a nice glass of port after dinner. That's just always clutch, or a glass of sambuca.
You know what was my go-to after dinner for a while? Grand Marnier.
Ooh, on the rocks were neat.
Neat, like dessert instead of like cake or anything like that. Like a Grand Marnier.
Yeah.
Did miracles.
That I almost find it. I almost find it rude, but like I'm not a big fan of cake. You know, like ice cream cake. I think that's my favorite one. It's just because it's fucking ice cream. Like, who doesn't fucking want ice cream? But if I had a choice, so like an after dinner something, it'd be like a nice, you know, sweet cordial. That's this.
I really did enjoy Ramazzotti. But I found out very few.
Which is Ramazzotti?
Ramazzotti is the Italian herb liquor. Like
Grand Marnier, it's like very like floral kind of like yeah. Oh shit, no, that shit's good. It's almost like kind of like bitters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I loved it because it gave you this feeling in your stomach that you were full, but you're all right. Like there was no ache, there was nothing. It took care of that, and if I go to a nice Italian restaurant, they usually have it, so I order it there. But if I go to any other place, I usually go for Grand Marnier because I know they always have it.
Yeah.
So it's a very safe go-to for me, and which is gonna bring us to our Monday night Goldpath experience last Monday.
Oh yeah.
Which was.
Dude, that was fun as hell. I definitely got all these, you know, like I was telling you guys, like these like mad melancholic flashbacks. It was freaking awesome. But speaking about business, the rum that we were trying, the Maderas? Ron Maderas? Dude, go out and get yourself a bottle of the Ron Maderas. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'll put a picture up right now. That shit was delicious.
It was.
And I've been a fan of the Zacapa. Zacapa's still like up top, you know. Zacapa's still clutch, but this Maderas one, that shit was nice. It was smooth. It was almost like it was sweet, like in the right places. It wasn't overbearing. And it was like drinking honey, but without that extra sweetness. You know, it was really really nice. Definitely recommend. Check out the Maderas.
My favorite one from that night was the Alexander Murray, the flower cask. Was it? So the clear one, the one that tasted like lavender a little bit. Like flowers.
Oh, the one, but the one that was in that experimental bottle.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that one was pretty good. That one's pretty good too. Yeah.
Like I actually looked up his website and wow.
For real?
Yeah.
Yo, like, send me the link so I could post it.
Oh yeah, I will. Well, AlexanderMurray.com.
There you go.
That's it. But what was it called? I think it was floral cask.
I remember, but yeah, no, that shit was.
Oh
cool.
no, pink cask. Pink cask was it? I think it was pink. Whatever.
I don't remember. Like I just remember the Maderas one because that shit was delicious.
So it was called Alexander Murray Police Cask.
Police like
no Poli. No Poli.
P-O-L-Y?
No, P-O-L-L-Y apostrophe S.
Poli.
Like Poli. Like my Ben Poli over there.
Oh, Poli.
Yeah.
Poli.
So.
Sounds like you're saying like, fuck the police.
Yeah. No, I don't think they're going to say that. So that was my favorite for the night. It was very, very delicious. I was pleasantly surprised of how smooth it was and the taste. I think the taste is what surprised me the most.
What did it taste like?
Flowers. As if I took a bunch of like roses and lavender. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was like, whoa. It was just...
It's like gin.
Mind blowing. No, way better than gin.
No, I'm just saying like a point of, not reflection, like a point of.
It was very, very flowery. Like that's the only. I don't know how to. That I've never tasted any other Scotch whiskey like that ever. It's so strange to explain. But
so there's only one way to find out.
Buy
get a bottle. Try it out.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yep. It's fucking dope. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, yo, that shit was dumb funny when that kid thought that he was waiting for you to ring him up. So we're in. So the way the store is set up is like you walk in and there's like an island. I guess I would describe it best.
Wait, you can put some of the.
Oh yeah, some of the images, right?
Some of the images,
yeah. So where the register is in the middle of the store, and it's like right in front of the island. There's like a display of wine. So you have a register on the right and a register on the left. My dude Ali was ringing somebody up on the right side. You know, he's busy ringing some people up. And this other kid who was like way too cool for school. you remember the kid I was talking about? Like he
was a Mexican Jew.
Yeah, he came in all like I just looked at him like, okay, Mr. Rico Suave over here. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. And anyway, my dude, like after he walked around, he just like stands in front of George because George was behind the register. And he's just standing there looking at him, and George like doesn't know why he's standing there. He just keeps like George keeps making small talk, and the kid is standing there waiting to be rung up, and I'm just dying like freaking 10 feet away.
Yeah, man. I don't work there no more, you know.
Yeah, but he didn't know that, and I'm like, yo, bro.
It was quite obvious. It was quite obvious that we're not working there.
Not to him. He was
obviously.
So that's what you got to tell him. Oh man. I was also telling I'm not gonna lie. I was telling Rebecca how like watching you and Ali interact in front of the customer. My managerial skills were tingling, and I was losing my shit because you guys were like talking over him, and I'm like, bro, that's terrible customer service. Let him ring the guy out, and Ali's also like looking at you, talking to you, and like the customer's just standing there like. He's like he's trying to go, and the both of you are fucking talking. I'm like, yo, can you ring the man up and fucking get him on his way?
And we did eventually.
Eventually, bro. It was like, oh,
he was probably enjoying the conversation. Yeah, that was an amazing night.
Yeah, no, that shit was dumb cool, man. Oh yeah, check out Goldpath Wine and Liquors in Muncie. It's across the street from that store called I'm a Spick. I see right through you, Muncie. I see right through you, you fucking racists.
I'm a spick.
I'm a spick. I noticed that shit like this. Telling me that's not obvious. I bet you every Spanish person there knew that shit. Oh. You're like, oh, okay, let's go to the Hamaspick.
Hamaspick shopping center.
Yeah. Separate but equal, my ass.
For real. So yeah, that liquor store has actually a lot of kosher wines, and we're discovering that that's a whole different universe.
Yeah.
So we had the Yarden. We had Yarden. Now I won't lie about which variety it was, but it was Yarden bottle. It was $32.99 on the shelf. Ask Ali. He knows, he was there. And I think we took a picture of the bottle, no?
We did.
Yeah, we're gonna probably put it up.
Sure, yeah. If anything, I go, find it.
Delicious wine. So it's a Portuguese grape that was cultivated in Israel. Basically, somebody brought it into Israel, and they. Okay, what's happening over there?
And we're back.
We're back after some technical difficulties. We're still getting the hang of this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Bear with us, please.
Thank you for sticking around.
Thank you. So, cigars. Oh yeah. So that's why I really like cigars, and the guys in Mom's Cigars were very, very helpful all the time, and that's what got me into cigars. And I think it's a very interesting idea because, well, first I was into pipes, and pipes. Peter put me onto it. Peter, the old guy.
Oh yeah.
Wine Peter.
Yeah. So crazy mustache guy.
Yeah. So he and because he always used to puff, especially, and that was one thing that I really respected for him, or that I had respect for him because of that one thing was he would come in, and during his lunch break he would go out, have like a half a pipe, like pack it, puff it. I was like interested. It's like, hey man, can you teach me a little bit? Like he was like, yeah, I'll teach you how. So he taught me how to pack it. He taught me how to light it. He taught me what I need to look for. He taught me how to clean the pipe. He taught me what tobacco, and pipe tobacco is one of the most aromatic tobaccos I've ever had in my life. Like cigars smell good. Pipe tobacco, certain pipe tobacco, especially high-end pipe tobacco, smells great. Like very, very good. The problem with the pipe is that you constantly have to puff it, and you have to keep it lit. While with a cigar, you don't. With the pipe, you concentrate on the puff. With a cigar, you can let it burn a little bit. It doesn't need as much attention, so you can pay attention to the conversation.
Right.
But it also gives you that break if you need to think through something, if you need to formulate your sentence, if you need to explore your thought. That's why I like it, because like this. And now I can move on. Now I know what I'm gonna talk about next, and it's very interesting time buyer, where it's like if you strive for to buy time, not to buy time, but to formulate your thoughts correctly in your head, it gives you that 2-3 seconds where you can do it.
Almost like gives you an excuse to pause. Or gives you a reason to pause.
Gives you a reason to pause, and it gives you, and that pause betters your communication.
Right.
So the other thing that I really wanted to talk about, beside the Euro, which, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not followed the Euro, please do. It's very interesting right now. A lot of teams that were not supposed to make it made it, such as Denmark and Switzerland. What happened to Switzerland today was amazing, and it was even more amazing to see. It was really a game of nerves, and under high pressure, people had one job to do, and that was their job that they've trained for so long, and they executed well. And that's what won for France. And their star Mbappe to miss a penalty like that, and the Swiss team to not miss any penalties after missing a penalty in the match itself, was just amazing to see. It was that resilience, that push for you towards your goals, that inner voice that no matter what the clock says, you still have a chance.
Right.
And you still have the option to make your mark. And that's why I was so excited for that game. I just wanted to see, you know, especially when it came to the penalties. I think at that point it was like 6 o'clock, or pushing 6 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I'm done with work. I'm just gonna watch the penalties, because usually I just put it on the background and then watch the replays of a goal. Like, you know, we have shit to do.
Yeah.
So that was a very, very valuable lesson for me. Another thing that I actually saw and I really enjoyed was the HBO documentary Alice and Dali, and it's not an HBO, sorry, it's Showtime. It was on Showtime, and I watched it last night. So Alex Cooper did a photo shoot with Salvador Dali, and basically it's the story for this, what happened during the shoot, and it's amazing. It is really out there. I gained new respect for Alice Cooper and putting up with Dali, because apparently Dali didn't speak, or did not speak as much. he was a different type of communicator, you know. So I saw it. It's a 26-minute movie, so it was perfect for me. And one of the best pictures. Well, not one of the best pictures, because there were a few. All of the pictures were really good, but there was one picture that was a hologram. And Alice Cooper was sitting down, holding something like a shish kebab, like a white shish kebab, and there was a brain with eclair in the middle. It was quite interesting, and it was a hologram. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it like, basically they talk about that photo shoot. Like, the whole subject of the movie is the movie is about that photo shoot, and it's quite amazing. 26 minutes, and I was like, oh shit! Like, word. We're dropping cigars over here like bosses.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I was.
Do you know when this interview took place?
1973. I don't know what date on 1973, but the photo shoot took place in 1973.
The 70s.
Good time. It's always a good time to be alive.
It's always a great time. Hell yeah.
It's what you make of it.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Just don't be a bitch.
For real.
Mr. Cigar over here.
It's the bud, man. It's the bud.
Buddy, bud.
The bud of the cigar.
Man, so we're drinking this rosé, and it's nice. It's a
perfect drink for a hot summer day.
Which started to cool off now.
Yeah, it's still 82 outside. Can you believe that? And also, we already passed the longest day of the year, so now the days are getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
But still, though, cool
it's
shit.
okay. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Nah, this is prime time, you know. This prime time is to be productive. At least that's kind of how I see it, because like once it starts to, you know, the days get shorter and shorter and shit, like, I don't know about you, but it definitely does something to my psyche, you know, because like it's 5 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock, and it's nighttime. I'm like, oh dang, my day's gone, you know. Can't do more shit. Yeah. Nah,
I'm a little bit the other way. I go by the clock. So, for example, what I did is I set up a schedule. I'm up at 6, and then I'm in bed by 11:30, and it has done wonders for me, especially energy-wise.
6 hours?
No, 6.5.
6.5 of sleep?
6.5. I'm usually very good between 6.5 and 7. I try to push for 7 sometimes, because, again, I try to be in bed by 11:30. Sometimes I go to bed at 10:30.
No, I've been like actively trying to get out of bed as soon as possible. You know, right now my time is 7, 8 o'clock.
open your curtains.
Oh, they are. Even that doesn't do shit. No, it's a thing. And like I said, like I'm definitely getting better, you know. But it also does. It definitely helps going to bed earlier. Being in the restaurant industry, going to bed early. That doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. Yeah.
Nah, let's get the fuck out of here, bro. It was funny because on Saturday, we were in bed by 10:30. Just because we you know, it was like we had a long day. We went out. We were doing shit. But it was just one of those things. Like, all right, so I just want to go to bed because I just want to get up early and get to work. Because like back, you know, I'm used to staying. Also, that was another thing that I was used to staying up late and working, but then I would sacrifice my day the next day because I used to find that when I'm working late, my productivity just goes down. You know, it just, as much as I'd like to think that I'm working, it's not as productive as me getting up early and putting in those hours. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you're talking as if you watched that Kobe Bryant show, well, not show, but interview, where he was talking about exactly like that. If you wake up early, just gives you that much more time to work.
Yeah.
And I've always been a big proponent. No. I'm very productive in 2 times of the day, either early in the morning. So, I mean, with work, you have to be productive no matter what. But what I found out is that my most productive time for anything, be it work or be it studying, it's between 6 and 12, and then between 9 and 3 in the morning. And it all depends on what you do, how you do it, and the reason why I know that it's the most productive time for me, it's because when I sit down and start doing work, time just disappears. And see, with studying is not as much, but like back in the day when I was in financial reporting, we had to tie out the tables just to make sure that everything adds up, that everything is correct in different pages, which means that if one number was, let's say, 15 on one page, and then 30 pages later in the notes we're explaining what that number is, they had to be the same number. And sometimes, you know, systems would not be working that properly, and it will have like a penny off or like a 0.1 off, and that will create an issue, right? So we had to be very strict with that. And that included a lot of manual work, just staying up and putting stuff in the calculator and making sure that it adds up, and then going back to the financial statements and making sure that the numbers are the same. Like, for me, that was the time where I would start doing that, and like 2.5 hours later, I'm like, oh, it's like 2:30 in the morning. What? I'm like, we're good.
Right.
And I look for that constantly. So with work now, it's usually what I'm doing, like reconciliations, basically like making sure that things add up and stuff like that. And quite interesting, not gonna lie. And today I stumbled upon that Kobe Bryant interview where he was talking about that, and now the fact that you're saying it yourself without even watching the interview, it's quite amazing, because it is. Then there's a possibility of that being true. You know, a lot of times people will have different productivity in different times, and it's not the same for everybody, but you just have to capture that moment where you're the most productive and do the shit out of it. Whatever you're doing. So
milk that shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, make the time.
Yeah, man.
Make the time to get to work.
Now I want to see what's going to happen to New York City since everything started opening. And one thing that I started noticing, especially in my neighborhood, there are a lot more shootings. So I live in Inwood, and so far I think this month there have been No, let me rephrase that. In the past 2 months, in May and June, right? There have been 2 fatal shootings, both of them robberies. And for one of them, they killed the guy for his watch and his chain.
Oh my god! What I mean, was the guy fighting them?
No. He was like in a car.
Jesus.
And
For that?
For that, yeah. And the dude was like our age. The dude was like 33 or 34. I think he was
That's
34.
fucked up, dude.
And,
That's fucked up.
And then we have, like that whole idea of defund the police was stupid.
I mean, because
Like, I understand what it meant.
I know we spoke about this before.
But it was like now no, dude. It's weird. I lived in that neighborhood
it
for
goes back to
2 years, not one shooting.
It goes back to that whole fucking disconnect, man. Where it's like, it's not that we don't want. Assuming this is why those things have happened, but that at least in my opinion is like, no, we can't get rid of police. And I know I have my qualms with saying the phrase defund the police. I honestly think that is a stupid phrase. I think that a lot of the times we still need to take into consideration not so much how other people feel about shit, but we need to keep in mind how they would react to something. Just because you're aware of how people are going to react, and so you choose your words properly so that you could get your point across instead of just saying something to get them.
Yep.
Then you lost. Then what's the point of your argument? What's the point of your fight? You just want to argue. You really don't have an end game. You really don't want to make the world better.
I think a lot of people want to do that.
Right.
I think a lot of people want to do that.
I really hope not, because you know me, man. Like I said a million times, I like to think the best of everyone. But
weren't you the one who told me about Behind the Curve on Netflix?
Yeah.
And you watched it?
Yeah, it's just hilarious.
And well, then you have the answer right there, because their whole argument was like, look how many people are following us, therefore it must be true.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole disconnect comes, I think. And that's why we have such silly slogans, because that's a slogan. That's not a thought out argument. That's a slogan.
Right.
Like, it was very interesting because during our latest family gathering in PA, I was talking to some college kids, and they're way younger than me. I want to say like 18, 19, something like that. And we were talking, she was like, well, I don't want to spend money on the police to be militarized. I'm like, what do you mean by militarized? Like, do they come in with tanks? Like, do you see them coming in Humvees?
Right.
There's certain units that do that. They're called the SWAT, special response units. In the NYPD, they're emergency service unit, ESUs, right? Yeah, but those people go like that to cartels, right? Like, and I'm sorry, but from what I've seen, cartels have a lot of firepower. Like, a lot of firepower.
Wait, hold on. I'm confused. So are you saying that the people that are getting the military weapons, like in the police officers, they're fighting cartels?
No, it's to respond if they have to ever fight the cartel. It's more like one of those, like, see, better have it and not use it than not have it when you really need it. Like a fire extinguisher in your house.
Yeah, right. But you also have those scenarios where they, I think, where the frustration comes, where you have them using military weapons on civilians. Like when the whole protest with George Floyd happened, they had Humvees going through the streets. They were like there were.
But was that the National Guard, or was that? Because the National Guard,
it was the cops. No, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was the police.
I am not that familiar with the protest. That's why, because I know that at a certain point they had to bring in the National Guard. And National Guard is an army.
Yeah, that I agree.
But for the fight, what my point was that, listen, there's some people out there in our society that have insane amount of access to firepower that even in the American Constitution is not allowed, right? Like we're talking about the Second Amendment, and what I mean by that is, for example, cartels that, and I'm not saying they use it constantly, but we do have we know that MS-13 is in Long Island already, right? Because
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. There were killings. They actually killed some teenagers about 2 years or 3 years back, and they were like revenge killings. So we already have them in our society, and we already know what they are willing and not willing to do. The problem is, how do we combat that? And that is legitimately with specialized police units that do that on a daily basis. Now, I don't understand when people say like why a police needs to have that armored vehicle. Oh my God, I forgot what it was. Even on Top Gear, it can just go through a wall, through a brick wall, like nothing. And they're like, well, why do we need it? You need it because you need certain people to be super safe when they're raiding a thing.
I think we're just like splitting hairs here because
probably
because I mean like we're talking like those one-offs where let's say they are cartels over here, but are the cartels over here? I mean, let's say the MS-13, are they like really already militarized, or are the police departments using that equipment to like bust in through residents' walls we were talking about the freaking John Oliver man, or just a fucking busting through people's walls and shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that I don't think it's so much that the defunding. I think that what we need number one is the repurpose the funding.
I agree with that. We can always repurpose the funding.
And I understand, being prepared for the worst case scenarios, but I'm also, but at the same time, I don't want to give, freaking exclusive high level equipment to a fucking maniac that's like racially profiling people, or they're just doing some like criminal bullshit under the badge. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I understand. You're asking.
You get those weapons if you pass this test.
Yeah, you want accountability, and I'm all for that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I agree with that. Accountability, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am saying is, if we're going to give them the weapons, yes, we should definitely have accountability for the people that utilize those weapons in the times that utilize them. And we have to make sure that whoever gives them the addresses and whoever gives them all the information is also held accountable, because it's a system. And it works like a corporation. Certain people have certain jobs to do, and they're experts in their field. So if you're telling me that you want the guy that goes into that house, right, and it turns out to be a civilian house, then the guy who provided them with the information, because those are different, I'm pretty sure those would be different police roles, then everybody has to be held accountable. But I don't mind them having the equipment to do a certain job that might not always be there for the doing, but you have people to do the job. That's what I'm saying. So yes, accountability, yes, those people should be trained in passing tests, absolutely. But do they need that equipment? They absolutely do. Because at the end of the day, sometimes, and that's why I have not done a lot of research, and that's why I have to like really get better at doing the research for what we talk about, is who is accountable. Like that Brianna girl that got shot in her apartment. That was a wrong information case. Now, if I was in the shoes of the cop that's raiding the house and there's somebody shooting at me, I would shoot back. Because
right.
I'm already primed to believe that those are people, and
right.
and that's the thing. It's the priming, right? Which is a psychological term of making you to agree to something that I told you. That if I told you right now that your shirt is not really black and white stripes, but it's gray and white stripes, and you and I have the same color vision issue, where you're daltonist, I think it's called, where you cannot see colors properly. And I know that it's very hard to say black and white, but like I'm just using it, right? And then we have the same thing. I already primed your brain that you're wearing gray and black stripes instead of white. And so when you're wearing it, when you're doing your outfit, you would match it with gray pants, even though it's black. So it's the same thing. If a police officer that's doing the raid has to rely on information provided by somebody else, that somebody else has to be also held accountable when the mashup happens. Because they provided wrong information that ended up in loss of life. So if I'm told that, hey, this is where this, let's call him, wow, tell me like a really good gangster name, because I'm drawing a blank right now.
Al Capone.
No, like fake gangster. Like tell me.
Denzel Washington. Fucking
just
rat.
make up a nickname for a gangster. I don't know. All right, sorry to my Italian listeners. Fat Tony. So if Fat Tony was running the Cosa Nostra cartel, that we all know that the Cosa Nostra were very, very were violent, and again, very hypothetical. This is fiction right now. Just saying hypothetical shit. So Fat Tony runs Cosa Nostra. Cosa Nostra is known to be a violent cartel using automatic weapons to do their bidding, meaning to clean up house, to do work, whatever. If I'm raiding their house, and you told me, and I'm cop A who is doing the raid, and you're cop B who did the intelligence and tell me which house it is, dude, I'm going in there expecting guns to be shot at by Fat Tony and the Cosa Nostra cartel. If you fucked up and you gave me the wrong address and nobody's shooting at me, I would still be primed, and on my adrenaline levels would be so up that I would always work on the information you already provided, because I'm expecting that information to be vetted.
All right. So I think we're both in agreement. We're just talking in circles here. Yeah. I mean, they should have the weapons that they need for worst case scenarios. But be held accountable. Slash fucking better training, which I think it's the number one thing. Have better training, better screening in becoming a police officer. And just
why do we always come back to cops?
I don't know. I think you brought it up.
Maybe.
Yeah. You said about your friend, saying defund the police.
Oh yeah. No, but like it's just very interesting. Well, I was going of how stupid that phrase is, and like how you can get people to mindlessly shout out a slogan without even understanding the real life repercussions for it.
Right.
And like, but yeah, no, we have to do something about cops on this podcast, and we'll.
If
it's
you're
just
a
very
police
interesting that we
officer
constantly.
and
You willing
and
to
you want
talk
to
to
talk
us?
to us, we're more than happy. We definitely want your point of view because we want to understand. And if we haven't made it clear, we want to bridge that fucking disconnect, and we want to bring it back to at least to my youthful 5-year-old head, where I thought the police were the heroes, you guys were the good guys, and I just don't see that anymore. And I just think that would be fucking clutch.
Oh, definitely.
Pretty freaking dope.
Definitely.
You know.
But back to sayings, yeah. That, and you know, like it happened in Germany, and it does have a lot to do with the group mentality, and that's why.
Oh, that shit's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
But it's so fascinating when you see it in action, because when you look at it from the outside and you say, and at least I would be like, no, I would never think that. I would never fall into that trap. But then you see these, then you see these social experiments, you know,
and then you do,
the
prison experiment, especially
the prison one was, or not even that deep. The one where there's like, there's a room. It's like a waiting room, like in an office of sorts, and there's this person sitting there waiting. And this person is part of the experiment. Like they're in on it. So basically, every time they hear like a bell or some shit, they stand up, and then they sit down. So anytime a person from the street comes in, like a regular person, they're the experiment. They come in, they sit down in the waiting room. The sound goes off. The person that's part of the experiment, they stand up, and the person that just came in looks at them kind of weird. And then they like stand up too, and then they don't know why. And then so the person sits back down, and then the other one sits back down, until the point where there's no more people in on it anymore. And I have a group of freaking regular street folk. You have like 5 of them doing this thing for no reason.
Yep.
And they have no, and like again, like I can't blame them.
Oh my god, I definitely have to research this.
Dude, it's
experiment.
amazing, and it's so fascinating. Or there's another one where I think it was back in the 80s or even the 70s, where you have like a group of like, I don't know, like 12 people, and one of them is a test subject. The other 11 are in on it. So they have like a scientist like showing them pictures of something, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna say an example. They show a picture of an elephant, and then they take the picture away, and then the scientist comes out and says, "Did you see a horse?" And the 11 people say yes, and then the person that's the test subject will be confused. They'll be like. And then they'll agree. I saw a horse, and it's like a clearly they know that that's not what they saw, but they'll fucking go with it. And that's not to say that's just unique to these test subjects. Again, we are all susceptible to these shits.
Yeah, it's called being a social animal.
Exactly.
Like at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Huh?
And we like, which is why it's so important, to dip your toes in everyone's bubble. That sounds kind of sexy, but like you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like you need to be able to get in someone's shoes.
Can you exchange the saying? Dip your toe in everybody's asshole. just
Oh man,
how does that feel?
Yeah. And they all smell like shit.
They all smell like shit. Yeah.
But that shit is really fascinating. How we function as a species, and it's like we're like I said, we're all susceptible to it. That's why I think I think conversations are so important, because that's the only way we can actually come to actual agreements, or at the bare minimum see where the discomfort is, where we don't understand each other, and it's okay if we don't see eye to eye.
Perfectly fine. That's why everybody has different experiences in life.
Right.
And sometimes I think that it's very important to actually talk to people, because also people can be full of shit sometimes, man. And you know what sucks the most? That it has happened to me a few times, and I really did lose respect for that type of people. Where it's like, in the beginning they seem to know what they're talking about, and then something technical comes up, and something that you 100% know about, right? Mm-hmm. And it comes up, and then they say the complete wrong thing, and then you correct them, and they stick to their guns. They're like, no, this is it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking like that? And when to me that's a tell, because I've noticed one thing, that you cannot be good at everything. Just pick your lane and stick with it. It's important, because I want it to be good.
To be fair, it's very uncomfortable to be wrong. It's uncomfortable.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah. No, I guess not all the time, but sometimes when you're like,
all the time that I've been wrong, I'm like, wow, I did not think about it this way, or I'm
not saying it's not easy to overcome, but sometimes like it gets uncomfortable. This is like, oh shit, fuck, damn, I was wrong. But hopefully there's that part of your brain that is like, all right, you
need to do more work.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Hopefully those moments they grow less as you get older, because you get experience and you're able to understand to withhold your opinion until you're fucking informed, which is why I lose my shit when somebody tries to talk about science, when it's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Speaking of science, did you hear the latest podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson and Joe Rogan?
No.
Hear it, because he talks exactly about that, and exactly how the media works and stuff like that. And I forgot, because I listened to it like a while back, but we never question anything, as far as we're not really taught of how to properly question stuff. So for example, those articles when they're like, oh, this new discovery flips science on its head, or like ridiculous articles like that, and then you read it like, oh yeah, this is a new discovery, this and that. But a lot of times, and Neil deGrasse Tyson said it, he was like, a lot of times we don't ask the right questions.
Yes.
And also we don't know, and also we're very afraid to admit when we asked the wrong question, because a lot of times the questions would be invalid. And one of the things he said is like, if you go up to the north pole, can you point to the east? No, because everywhere you point is going to be south.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah. So which oftentimes it's like, it's not so much the answer that matters, it's the question that matters.
Yeah. Well, also your knowledge on the topic.
Yes.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, what I really dislike is when people have some knowledge on the topic, and then it turns out that sometimes I have better knowledge on that topic than they do, and they continue to stick with their knowledge, even though I've disproven them that it's wrong. There was the latest one was like, one person was like, I actually had to show them something, like a proof. I'm like, hey man, like, well, no, it was lady. It was like, whatever. It was like, hey person, what you're talking about is wrong, because that's not how shit works. And I showed them the video, and they're like, oh shit. I'm like, oh. So that type of person I respect. But I have other friends, well, not friends, but ex-friends or whatever. Like I've met other people, Jesus Christ, right? So I've met other people where it's like, yo, like it's wrong, and then they'll just get zealous and like aggravated and like violent sometimes.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck are you doing? Like what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm not here to like. To me, is I want to get the shit right, which means that everything is up for discussion.
Yes.
Right? So if everything is up for discussion, because a lot of times I don't have all the information. I know only what I've read and what I've learned. That's it. And when you were talking about how people don't like admitting that they're wrong and that it sucks being wrong, the more I learn, the more I've always realized that, like, oh shit, I'm wrong very often.
Yes.
And that's a very interesting feeling to get comfortable with.
Get used to it.
No. Yeah. You can never get used to it.
Yeah.
But you can get comfortable with it.
There you go.
You can get comfortable, right? And I'm like, okay, this is
like
cool.
Right there. There you go.
so to me, it has always been this way. And we'll see. I mean, I think as a society, we're moving in the right way. I think that right now we're in this funky, weird time where the access to information is incredible. And I was watching, I forgot what I was watching, but back in the day they thought that all you have to do is just press a button for things in your house and things will happen. They never foresaw that will become economy based on ease of access to information, because that's what we are right now. Like most first world economies are based on the ease of access they can get to information. Think about it. Like back in the day, like you were talking about people believing in shit, right? And I'm like, yeah, people killed Galileo because he said, and yet it's round, or yet it spins, one of the two.
Right.
And I'm like, back then they believed that the earth was flat. And they also believed that the earth was the center of the universe. And there was this dude telling them, hey,
that's a lot of
wrong.
ego, bro. That's a lot of ego. Hey. That's some shit I could never wrap myself or my head around. It's like, no, we're the center of the universe. Like we're special.
Well, they didn't have the information back then too. Let me rephrase that. Only very few people had access to that information, and nobody else was willing to listen because they didn't have the access to that same information. Today, if I don't believe you, all I can do is Google it.
Right.
I mean, let me rephrase that. All I need to do is Google it. Back in the day, I had to find a library, which there were none of those laying around.
But like I said before, don't just Google. Check the sources. Not just check one source. Check multiple sources to make sure that
confirmation bias is big in our society today.
Yes, incredible. You freaking go to IamRight.com.
Yeah.
See, it says in this article that I'm right. Oh man.
And I think that
was one of my favorite things about Trump. Yo, there was I forgot what it was. But he made a claim. Oh, that's what it was. He made a claim about I think was when 9/11 happened. He said that there were thousands of Muslims in the streets cheering on, celebrating. And he was on Fox. He was with the fucking Bill O'Reilly of all people. And Bill O'Reilly is like, where did you hear this? Like, that's not true. Like, of all people, Bill O'Reilly's like, tell him, no, that's not true. And like Trump is like, no, Bill, look, it says it right here. It says it right here that it was many people. I don't know what do you want me to do? It says it right here. And he's like holding up a fucking paper of a Breitbart. So I was like, bro, that's not what it means when I say get sources. That's not what it means. It's just like, yo, again, you just go to IamRight.com, you fucking imbecile.
Well, yeah. So I really do think that the predominant thinking in our ease of access economy or ease of access to information economy will become contrarian thinking. And because contrarians have to view the problem from both sides. So first, let's say you have a topic and agree with, and one of I have the book, it's, Think Like a Contrarian, I think it's called. One of the guys has a very good example. Back in the day when, I forgot which year it was, I read the book probably about 5 or 6 years ago. So he's an older gentleman, let's say 80s, 90s, whenever the bombings were happening in Israel, right? And everybody was panicking and stuff like that. He did some math and he found out that the chances of you dying in a bombing in Israel were 0.002 and then a bunch of other numbers behind it. So pretty much very low. And he was like, and yet people were scared to go on the bus. Dude, I mean, it's happening to me today. Like, I'd much rather take an Uber and pay ridiculous prices for Uber. I don't know if you know what's happening to New York City Uber. There was an article that my girlfriend showed me the other day. Have to find it. Please, if you do, put up the link. Somebody paid $248 for Uber from Manhattan to JFK.
Damn.
Like New York City Uber.
How long is that drive? Like 20 minutes?
Something like that. Dude, like right now in New York is insane. Sunday, so yesterday, one of our family members from PA had to go from where we were, which was like around Reading, to Philly.
$300, bro. It's $250.
Yep. There are no Ubers. Nobody wants to work.
Christ.
And it's not only that, nobody wants to work what they used to work before, after the pandemic. It's so interesting. Like, people going out there, opening, like, chasing dreams, bro. Chasing dreams. And I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, fuck that. Like, what the fuck was I doing for the past 10 years? Like, let me do something else now. Let me, and it's true. It works.
Wow.
It definitely fucking works. And I don't know how this is gonna, like, what spin this is gonna have.
Well,
but it's gonna be interesting.
Well, I'm fucking excited.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Oh yeah, you quit your job during COVID because you were like, fuck it, I don't want to do that shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had this was a long time coming, you know.
But you did it during COVID. Which was
post-COVID.
We're still in pandemic.
Nah.
Yeah.
Shit is open now.
Oh, so no more
So
pandemic.
it doesn't count. It doesn't count anymore. It was different if I didn't go back to work. I went back to work.
Yeah, you did.
You know?
You did.
Yeah. So
that was brave.
yeah. I'm a brave guy. Yeah. Shit,
that was
bro.
brave.
Yeah, man. So what do you say?
I say we, on that bombshell of us being brave people chasing dreams.
We're always bombshells at
Yo,
the Liquor Store Blues.
Liquor Store Blues bombshells, yeah.
Thank you guys for checking in. What's the name of the wine again we had today?
It's Bartan and Gustier.
Check it out. Bartan and Gustier.
We're going to put some pictures
French
on
rosé and all that good shit. Thanks a lot for checking in, you fellas and you ladies and you the days.
For real.
Love you guys.
Peace.